Good morning, class 8th student. Let us start your new chapter of computer. Working with query, chapter number 5. Now, introduction. The database. Now, in the previous chapter, we have studied more about database. The database of an organization usually contain enormous amount of data. The database of an organization contain a lot amount of data. It may consist of multiple tables as well. It contains multiple tables as well. When the number of records in the table increase, it become complex task for the user to extract a specified record from it. When the number of records increase in the table, it become a very difficult task. Complex task means difficult task for the user to take out the desired information record from it. MS Access provides us a solution for this problem in the form of query. Now, MS Access has helped us in solving this problem by a concept, a method used in queries. What is query? Query may be defined as a database object which help us to retrieve and view information from one or more database that meets a specified condition or criteria that we define. What is query? A query may be defined as the database object which help us to retrieve and view information from one or more database that meet a specified condition or criteria which we define. The information retrieved on the basis of specified criteria in the query is stored in a separate table. That information, query just like a question. We are asking certain question to the database and database is responding to us. That is again in the form of table. That is again the form of table which met a specified criteria. This is further known as query table. And the table which we get after as a result of our query, that table is known as the query table. What is query? है क्या है query? A query may be simply defined as a simple question which we ask in order to find a specific information from the database. A query is just like a question, a simple question which we ask in order to find a specified information from the database. In Access, when we build a query, we define a specific search condition. In Access, when we build a query, we define specific search conditions. We can use query for viewing, changing and summarizing and analyzing data specific in several ways. We can use the query for viewing, changing, summarizing and analyzing specific data in several ways. Different tasks can be done, different information can be retrieved from the database using the concept of query. In our day-to-day life, we make different types of queries to obtain a specific information. We use different type of queries in order to get the specific information. For example, which employee is paid about 50,000 INR Indian currency, which cricketer playing Kings 11 Punjab, etc. We can make quick decision on the basis of these criteria. Simple queries: which employee is paid above 50,000, which cricketer is playing for Kings 11 Punjab, and these sort of thing which we need a quick decision on the basis of these queries. Now, queries are made on a table. The result are displayed in the form of table itself. When the queries are made, they are made on a table and the result are displayed in the form of table itself. Thus, the result are displayed in the form of group of rows and column. The result are displayed in the form of groups and column, displaying the set of record which match a certain criteria. We display the set of record which make a certain criteria. There are several types of queries provided by MS Access. These include parameters, select, SQL and cross-tab. There are different types of query which are provided by MS Access. They include parameter, select, SQL and cross-tab. Now, setting a relationship between tables. When we are having two or more than two tables, we have to set up a relationship between them. Relationship in a database can be understood as a link which associate a field in a table with the identical field in another table. What is relationship? A relationship in a database can be understood as a link which associate a field in a table with identical field in the other table. In MS Access, we can store data in multiple tables. In MS Access, we can store data in multiple tables, and then in order to bring that information together, we have to define relationship between those tables. Now we are having two or more than two tables. We have to establish a common link between the two tables so that we can get the result of query from those tables. When we define the relationship between these tables, the data from both can be used with the help of query to form a report. जैसा भी मैंने आपको बताया, दोनों टेबल में रिलेशनशिप एस्टैब्लिश करने के बाद हम उससे रिजल्ट निकाल सकते हैं, क्वेरी का रिजल्ट निकाल देंगे, चाहे वो फॉर्म की फॉर्म में हो या रिपोर्ट की फॉर्म में. रिलेशनशिप विद डेटाबेस फंक्शन बाय मैचिंग अ गिवन फील्ड विद द सेम फील्ड नेम इन बोथ द टेबल. दोनों का जो फील्ड नेम है वो आपका सेम रहेगा. द रिलेशनशिप इन द डेटाबेस फंक्शन बाय मैचिंग अ गिवन फील्ड विद द फील्ड नेम इन बोथ द टेबल. Generally, these matching fields are primary key from one table that uniquely identify each record in a table. Generally, these matching fields are the primary key from one table which uniquely identify each record in a table and foreign key in another table. A foreign key can be defined as the value in the table which must match the primary key of another table. What is foreign key? Foreign key is defined as a value. Foreign key just like a value in a table which must match the primary key of the other table. जो दूसरी टेबल की प्राइमरी की से मैच करेगी. In order to create a relationship, we will have to make two tables, one with the scholar's information, which hold the information regarding the scholar such as enrollment number, name, mother name, discipline, city, etc. The second number contain information such as enrollment number, grade and point. Now class, we have defined two tables. First is table 1, the scholar's information, which contains enrollment number, name, mother name, discipline, city. And we have created second table which contain enrollment number, grade and points. Now, you know there are two tables, and in one table there is enrollment number which is the primary key of this table, and in second table there is enrollment number which is the foreign key for this table. Now, how we are going to establish a relationship? Click on the database tool tab and open the relationship button from the relationship group. Click on the database tool tab and open the relationship button from the relationship group. The show table window will appear. When we will click it, the show table window will appear, where we can select the required table and click on the add button. Now we can select the required table and we can click on the add button. The selected table will appear as a small window in the relationship window. You can similarly add another table to the relationship window. The selected table will appear on the small window in the relationship window. We can similarly add another table to the relationship window. एक table, second table, third table we can add in the same format. This sort of option will come when we click this show table dialog box. Click on the close button to close the dialog box. In case your relationship are based on query, you can activate the query tab or both tab. In case your relationship are based on query, you can activate the query tab or both tab. If the relationship is based on both the table and query, if your relationship is based on both the table and queries, drag the primary key of the parent table and drop it over the same field in the child table. Drag the primary key of the parent table and drop it over the same field in the child table. The edit relationship dialog box appear and the cursor change to arrow. Now, when you click on the create button, access another relationship table, create a relationship between table. When you will click on the create button, access create a relationship between the table. Thus we can join two tables from a large table. Now we can join two tables to form a large table. This way we can reduce data redundancy and data inconsistency. We can also reduce data redundancy and data inconsistency. A line linking the two tables appear, which indicated both of them will have been linked to bases on the linked field. A line linking the two tables appears, which indicates that both of them have linked on the basis of the linked field. To save this setting, click on the save button in the quick access toolbar. Open the link tab in the datasheet view. A plus symbol before the record indicates the record are linked with another table. A plus symbol will be there, which indicate the records are linked with another table. In this way, we are able to create a relationship between the two tables. And when the relationship is established, we can fetch the query from resulting from both the table. Thanks a lot for this class.